me ask you guys this. The former 5th overall pick, Jaden Ivey, he's found himself coming off the bench in the first 3 games to start the season. We already all know that, so we're not going to talk about that. Against Charlie at 18 points, he looked more comfortable in the 0.5 offense. Do you guys think at some point he is going to be the starter for the Pistons?
Me personally, I do. I still think he has worlds of talent. Like I say, he's still young, second year. But yeah, I think eventually, especially after the deadline, we'll see what happens around the deadline. With a little bit of roster relief. I don't know who we're gonna bring here, what we're gonna do, but I think eventually, man, he's gonna be too talented to keep on the bench. I think he's gonna continue to improve at a rapid rate. I just know his work ethic, man. You know, Jaden is a dog. He works. So I think, eventually you're going to say, hey, man, we can't keep this guy on the bench, and you'll see him in that starting lineup.
What about you, Anthony? Because I know you said you would not touch the starting lineup, but do you think Jaden Ivey starts for the Pistons at some point during the season?
I think he does. And the only reason why I said that is because it's gelling right now and it's working. Like, if it wasn't working and, like, maybe the Pistons were, like, 1-2 or 0-3, then, yeah, maybe you mess with the lineup a little bit. But they're 2-1. I can't remember the last time they were 2-1. Like, I really can't. Man. It's been rough. But I do think he will eventually crack the starting lineup. I think a backcourt with him and Cade is just something that I think a lot of Pistons fans like, dude, there's like so much potential offensively. Jaden Ivey could be more of that slasher playoff ball. And they're like vice versa. Like Cade could play off ball. Ivy could play point guard. I do think you will see him in the starting lineup. I just don't know when. I just think Monty is just waiting for him to just like finally just crack and get it and like play as fierce as he does on the offensive end, on the defensive end. And I think when that happens, he will crack that starting lineup.
Dude, the last time we saw the Pistons win 2 straight was last November against the Denver Nuggets and the Utah Jazz. They beat the Nuggets 110-108, and then they beat the Jazz 125-116. And that was their 4th and 5th wins of the season. Last time we saw a 2-game win streak. That is crazy. That was freaking 19 games into the 20 games into the season. Yeah, I'm with both of you guys, though. But I also think that we don't see Jaden Ivey start at all unless there's an injury during this season. I think there's a real chance where he continues to play off the bench. And I think you and I both thought he would average close to 20 points per game. Dude, there might even be a realistic chance where he doesn't even average more than 14. Like, I'm kind of, and again, I'm not trying to be negative. I just see, like, with Bojan, Isaiah Livers, and Morris coming back, we're starting to see Marcus Sasser get more minutes per game. Killian Hayes, like you guys are saying, Monty loves the big guards. His defense is light years ahead of Ivy right now. There could be a real chance where we don't even see Ivy play more than like 22 minutes per game. And maybe that is the best role for him this year, which is so crazy because of how good of a rookie season he had. I think I'm going to go against what you guys are saying. I don't think we see him start this season unless there's some injuries to the team, which I'm not going to bank on. I think this team's going to be healthy for the most part. But I will say I don't see Jaden Ivey starting this year. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with him coming off the bench for the Pistons.
Lance with the hot take.
Yeah, like I said, I think some of those veterans, man, they're here for the growth process, and then they'll be moving on politely. So, like I said, the trade deadline is going to be important, very important, to see who sticks around, because guys like Bojan, even Burks, man, we got to let these guys free. You know what I'm saying? It's good to have them around right now, but they deserve to be on a contender somewhere. And this season right now, we're just trying to push and hopefully get to a play-in position. So, like I said, I think they're here for the ride right now. But eventually, I think guys like Ivy, they start to climb and get a chance to get into that starting lineup.
But you don't think guys like Alec Burks and Bojan could be on this team to help them get to the play-in? Or are you saying trade them before or at the deadline?
I would say this. You have to commit to a guy like Bojan.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, his value is not going to get any higher.
True.
So you got to make that decision. And that's going to be interesting to see Troy Weaver do, man, because like I said, if you're not going to buy in, you got to move him. It's one or the other. So, these guys are a little bit, they're older, not a little bit older. They're older. So
Yeah,
it's one thing or the other.
You always forget that Alec Burks is like 32 years old. I thought for some reason he was like 29 or 30. He is a little bit older, but I think he's one of the more valuable players in the NBA for what he can do and what he can provide off a team's bench.